Hi everyone, Steve the Hurricane here. For today's episode of A Drink with the Hurricane, we're going to talk about the financial lifetime value of a caregiver. Cheers. A Drink with the Hurricane, the home care sales and marketing talk show that discusses all things growing your home care business. We've been talking about so many different things, and I love the Home Care Pulse report. This is another one that I pulled from a graphic of the spring 2019 issue that came out, and I'm excited for the one coming out in the fall because I get to sales and marketing, which is more my bread and butter, right? So, financial lifetime value of a caregiver. And what I love about Home Care Pulse, and if you see the graphic on the screen right now, there's a huge disparity between the agencies that are doing less than $1 million and then the people who are considered leaders and masters, right? So a leader or a master is doing $3 million and beyond. Their revenue per caregiver generated is around $17,000, whereas everybody else is around $11,000, right? So why is it such a difference, a $6,000 difference from what the leaders versus the people who are figuring it out? Well, several things. One, the leaders have better procedures. I think I spelled that right. So they have better procedures. Most of them have a 20-hour minimum. They offer more benefits. They have consistent work coming in, so when a case ends, there's another case for them to go to right away. So as a result, caregivers tend to stick around longer. Another reason, the leaders tend to pay more. Now, paying more, you may think, well, of course, because they're doing $5 million a year, they can afford to pay more. No, it's still the same amount of money per hour, but they might be charging $1 or $2. They might even be charging $3 or $4 an hour more than the people in this category over here. You know, when every market around the country, here I am, I'm in New Jersey, right? The average price in New Jersey right now is $24 an hour. That means that the low is like $20, $21, and the high is like $27, $28 to give you a $24 average. So the leaders are charging $25, $26. They might even be charging $27, $28 when everybody else is charging $24 or less. So yeah, they pay more because they charge more. Now, how can they charge more though? It's because they got better systems, which is the next point. They know how to close. They know how to onboard a patient. They know how to answer the phone and handle an inquiry. They have management policies and procedures in place for people to be able to come out and visit that patient. Because they pay more, they are attracting better caregivers, and those caregivers are providing better care. So as a result, they're able to do things that these folks aren't. Now, $17,000 per caregiver is not bad, but it really needs to be better. Like ideally, because when you look at the financial lifetime value of a client, for this group over here, it's $12,500, which means that if they have a client that comes on services, that client will spend about $12,500 during their time. So this gives you a $4,500 difference back and forth, which means caregiver leaves this client and goes to one other client part-time before they end up quitting and leaving the leaders. This needs to improve. Your goal when you have a caregiver is a caregiver should work for at least 3 patients before they discontinue services. So even as a leader, if a leader's revenue per client, which this is from the 2018 Home Care Pulse report because the 19 one didn't include the revenue of clients yet. That will probably be in the fall one coming out later this year. $12,500 per client, and you have 3 clients, that's going to be $37,500, and that's how much revenue one caregiver should be able to generate for your company, because they should be able to work and serve 3 clients during their time with you. This is closer to what my caregivers generated with me. This is closer to what many of my mastermind clients, who are the ones that we do the most amount of work with, have their caregivers generate for them. Now, it comes from multiple things, one being referrals equals freedom. If you've ever attended a boot camp or any event that I've ever spoken at, I always throw that quote out there: referrals equals freedom. If you want freedom in your business, to be able to run your business and run it smoother, you have to have an abundance of referrals coming in. It all comes back to referrals, including your caregiver retention. So if I have an abundance of referrals and the first client calls to discontinue services for whatever reason, and I have 5 referrals that I need to staff anyway, caregiver, do you want this case? Yes, you do. Great, boom, they go from one case to the next. Caregiver loses no hours, caregiver loses no revenue. You don't lose the hours yourself. You keep that caregiver. You don't have to replace that caregiver, and they go work into the next one. Then that client discontinues, or they pass away, or you know the nature of our business. And then the same exact thing. There's an abundance of referrals. We have another case. Do you want to go to work tomorrow? I used to call my caregivers on a Thursday when I would know that their case is ending, and we had a couple of days cancellation period. So if it was a Thursday and it was a 7-day-a-week case, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, so Monday they would be their first day out of work. So do you want a couple of days off, caregiver, or do you want to go right to work Monday with a new client? And the caregiver would tell me. So I knew on Thursday the caregiver wanted to go to work on Monday. We had cases coming in every single day that were signed, started, getting ready to go, and we just took a caregiver out, put them in the schedule somewhere else, and boom, they never had inconsistent work. They never lost $1 in their paycheck. That's how we kept our caregivers. That's how our caregiver retention rate and our revenue generated per caregiver was over $30,000. And this is what you should be shooting for from an operational metric with your caregivers. 3 times the clients for every caregiver you bring in. So look at your caregiver retention rate. If you're turning over more than 50%, you probably don't have enough referrals coming in. You're probably not giving those caregivers consistent work, and you got to make a change. Get the referrals. Then you can handle and do the things that I'm discussing here and be like the leaders with all of this. Now, if you need help with this stuff and with this stuff and getting those referrals, that's what we do. Pick up the phone, give us a call, and let us help you blow away the competition. So if you like this content, then you have to sign up for my free course, Initiate, Master Your Home Care Business. All you got to do is go to homecaremarketing.net/initiate for details.